Hey, happy Wednesday again. Today we're going to make some chicken tortilla soup. This was actually a request by one of my wife's coaching clients. So this one goes out for you. So happy Wednesday and let's start cooking. So we're going to start off with the garnish first. So what I have here is 5 yellow corn tortillas. What I'm going to do is cut them in half, put that over here, and then I'm just going to cut them in strips. So I got them in strips. What I'm going to do is place them in a bowl, coat them with a little avocado oil, and then we're going to throw them in the air fryer. So we can crisp these up, and they'll be our garnish or chips at the end for the soup. Right, so now I got my strips, got my avocado oil. I'm just going to gently coat them. You don't want to make them swimming or drowning. Just coat them. Going to have to sit there and mix them all up. And now we're going to throw them in the air fryer. Get them all crispy like chips. Alright, so I got my basket here. So what I like to do is I like to preheat my air fryer. So this is actually really hot right now. So I'm going to throw these in a single layer. Now I'm going to roast them in the air fryer. Alright, so now that we have the corn tortillas in the air fryer, we're going to start off with the onion for the soup. I'm just going to use a half an onion. You can make the recipe larger and use a whole onion. I'm just going to do a half for right now. So, I have, first things first, I have my air fryer going on at 450. So, we're going to leave those corn chips in there for 10 minutes. Then we're going to check them. So, let's start dicing our onion. Right, so now that we have our onion, we are going to go to the stove, and I'm going to go turn my pot on, and why don't you follow me over there? Alright, so now we're over here at the stove. So right now I got a little pure olive oil. I'm going to throw that in the bottom of it. Don't need much.
What's avocado oil?
Avocado oil. Throw my onion in there. And then with the onion, I'm going to throw some diced green chilies in here. The recipe actually calls for poblano peppers, but they were out, so I'm going with some green chili. I'm also going to add my garlic, about 3 cloves of garlic. Now you want to cook these until they're soft, translucent. So right now I'm going to add a little salt to my onion, just because it pulls out the moisture. Alright, so now we're going to come up to the next step. We're going to add our aromatics in our seasoning. So I've got some oregano. I'm a big fan. Maybe about a teaspoon. So this recipe also calls for cilantro stems, and since I think cilantro tastes like soap, I'm going to substitute that for coriander. Add a little coriander to that. Maybe about it. Then everybody's favorite cumin. Now I'm going to throw in some chili powder, or you can use ancho powder. And then I'll wait for that one later. So those are my aromatics. I want them to mix up with the onion to release all their flavors. Alright, we got all our aromatics going. Now we're going to add 16 ounces of chicken broth. I got bone. Alright, so we're back. So what we're going to add is we've just added the broth in there. We're going to add all the other ingredients to it as well. So we have the chicken that I do once a week. We're going to throw that in there. And we're going to add some frozen corn to that. Then I also have a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. You can also use the crushed tomatoes, but I'm going to use these. Alright, so we got our chicken in here, we have our tomatoes, we have the corn. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a boil. So let's turn up our heat. And then once it comes up to a boil, we're going to simmer it for 20, going to turn down the heat. We're going to simmer it for 20 minutes. And then after that, it should be done. Alright, time has passed. It's been 20 minutes. It's been simmering. So, it's done. But I'm going to finish it off with some lime juice. So, I got some fresh lime juice. So good. Alright, now I'm going to plate it up for you guys and show you what it's going to look like. Hey, I'm back. So I just want to say thank you for the suggestion from my wife's peoples from coaching. If anybody out there has any suggestions on what they would like for me to cook, go ahead and leave it in the chat. And remember, we have the community. Go to the address will be in the comments. Go to it. Join up. You have access to me. You'll have access to all the recipes that I've done on here, and the full amount. What you get on Facebook is just a little taste, but you can get everything from the community. I'm going to dress these up real quick, and we're going to eat. There's the finished product. Again, thank you for everybody who watches my videos. I hope you get something out of this. Again, I just want to thank everybody who watches.